parang it changed the job industry now, di ba? Parang lahat may AI na. But if there's one thing that AI cannot replicate is the human voice. So, lalo na yung live human voice. So, nobody, I think, in this generation or the next would go to a theater and pay for an AI voice. So that's what opera is. The truth, the voice, the bare... So ako rin pag opera nga, no mixing allowed because there's no microphone. So it's the raw talent and the raw voice. So AI would never replace it. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, for Orly, one last.
Hello. Congratulations. Okay, well, my question goes practically for everyone. I came across one article on this material that says so much about internal power struggles and external. Since we've already talked about the external power struggles between artists and creators, I'd like you to consider your own internal power struggles as artists and how did this material help you confront these internal power struggles? Again. So
But internal
Yeah.
power struggles. I'm sorry, I'm
When you
hungry.
say- my understanding of the personal power struggle could be like for artists it's insecurity, confidence, authority, and I'm curious about your own internal power struggles in the creative process and how did this material after studying this help you understand more your power struggles internally or help you manage those internal power struggles?
Yeah, kanina we had this discussion kanina with Direk Jaime. Sobrang timely ng question. Nung nag-masterclass kasi ako last Saturday, he said na parang pinapound ako ng information and that's the only way that I would do it. Ako, when I enter masterclasses, I will always enter with an open mind. Because otherwise, why would I go into the masterclass if I'm already decided na, oh, this is what I'm gonna do? So I always go to the master class with an open mind and to learn. And then also with the same thing with the musical. I go to the musical to learn because if I will insist that I know more than the director, than the music director, then there will be no collaboration. There will be no exchange of ideas, and then there's no growth. The important thing for me as an artist is to grow more as a person and as an artist, and that can only be done if you trust the process, you trust the people inside the group. And I think for me, that's the healthiest way to go by it. If you just keep an open mind and trust that everything will happen if you just trust the people inside the rehearsal venue. I think when you do works like these, wala namang gusto na masira ka or masira yung show. So everybody wants to succeed. So I think that's healthy. And for me lang, keep an open mind because that's the only way. Otherwise, magka-clash lang talaga kayo and mag-aaway kayo. And then I think you don't want to do that.
Yeah, I'll add to that as well. One of the power struggles also is always about creative and the producing side. So budget versus I want this, cannot afford, will do this. So that's always the inner power struggle. We want to give the audience this fantastic set or this fantastic effect, but it's not in the budget. So it's always compromising and trying to figure it out, and you get into arguments and you compromise this, but you take away this. I'll never forget when I directed West Side Story. So Mio Infante presented me a set, beautiful set, because I wanted what do you call it, fire escapes. So he says, "This is your set, Mitch. This is what we can afford," and he takes out my pillars of fire escape. So it's always like that. And of course, you have to also understand that if that's the budget, what can we do? So you try to figure. So that is the power struggle. Also, it happened to Calas when she was fired from La Scala by Kirengeli. Fired her because she was difficult, and they did, So again, for someone so brilliant to be fired from La Scala, don't broke her heart, and she was very angry about that, and so those are sometimes you're at the mercy of the producer. The producer director doesn't like you, not cast you, even if you're bagay to the role. So those are the mga internal politics that happens, I think, in any, whether it's an office, whether it's a school, I mean, it happens everywhere.
As far as directors are concerned, and I'll only speak about myself, and as I've said, I see it as a creation. When I always talk to the actors, I love creating with you. I want to create with you. When I invite people to work with me, it's always I want to create with you. The thing is, we're willing to create with anyone. However, you do choose. That's what the audition process is about, and you choose people who you want to work with, or you want to start working with, and then you kind of gauge what has to happen. Sometimes you see the role in your head, you know precisely what needs to happen, and you choose that person because you know that person's going to give you everything you wanted. But there are times when someone auditions for you and they're absolutely the opposite of what you wanted. They don't give you the line readings you expect. They're totally different, but that's interesting too. And you see that as a challenge, and you go and you take them in, crossing your fingers and hoping for the best. But usually, with a give and take, with an open mind, all that, it's usually a happy ending. Usually. But I don't know, do these three things answer your question?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I have to add something. On an company's view, I think in real life, as an accompanist and in a play, kasi in this, I have to act and I have to play the piano as well. It's not easy, especially the lead de la Vittoria, the Macbeth. It's a demanding piece in piano. So how can I make the piano sing? The internal struggle for me in real life is the poverty. I don't have any piano instrument even now. So how can I practice? Every time I go to rehearsals, I always practice and learn. What's your playing? What's the piece that you're playing? Even mention. So I don't have any keyboard. But it's the internal struggle that I conquered na a few years. Um, if you are guided by the people you love, I think that's the most important for me kasi hindi na makikita yun. May isang line si Calas na I really love when they're both in the piano. Calas asked Alex, Sophie, hindi mo ba nakitang umiyak nung past ko? You didn't experience what I experienced. But for me, it's the guidance. And I think it's my answer also to sa safe space. The only safe space that you have is you alone. Okay? And those people that who cares for you, there's no safe space in theater. There's no safe space in music, especially in my part as an accompanist. How can I make my be playing sing as what Armand did, as what Alex did? Okay, it's a different thing. There's no language in piano. I'm just playing notes. But how can I sing this one? Okay, I actually sing in. I mean,
Yeah.
but you have to watch it. Yeah, I think the struggle for me is the poverty and the misguidance. Okay? Kasi walang mabait sa theater. Walang mabait sa music. We did 8 hours of rehearsals every day in conservatory. Before we graduate, we have a lot of problems, and that is financially. I agree with the government issue as well. Yeah, as long as you have someone who's there for you and guide you, I think there's no problem. Yun yung kulang sa generation nowadays. It's the mental health issue. The poor people, they don't know mental health. They just wake up, work, go home, sleep. That's it. There's no mental health. So it's a privilege to play and act in this play, it's a joy. It's a gratitude as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, thank you. I'd like to quote Carla. You know, a lot of questions came into our social media. Please explain what this is.
Kakapipi dudu.
Kakapipi-dudu.
I say that in Act 2 when I give this whole speech about art is important and what we leave. Kami, at Maria Callas in particular, the sun will not fall down if there are no more traviatas. The world will go on, but what is important is we leave it richer and wiser. It should be richer and wiser had we not chosen the way of art. We have to remember what you learned here. You have to see honestly and properly. That's all I ask. Everything else is kakapipi-dudu.
Thank you, Ms. Andrew. Okay, we will draw 9 lucky winners, courtesy of Philippine Opera. Okay, we'll ask our cast in the team here to please draw 9 names. So, tignan ako kayo. Louie. 2, 2. Sige. Okay, we'll call the names.
2 each.
And then after this, we'll have the photo op and then the one-on-one interviews with the team today and those that message me. Okay?
I have a tennis.
Okay. First winner. Let's go.
First winner is Amiel Mendoza.
Okay. Next winner. One more.
Mark.
Mark Aranal.
Mark.
It's Philip Cunha.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, one more.
We also have Wango Galeano.
Wango!
Stephanie Mayo.
Stephanie.
I can't read it, I don't have glasses. No,
So next we have Jordy Season, follows by reviews.
Jordy. Season. Follow stock review.
And Axel Quito of Teatro Pilipinas.
Axel. Here, in front.
Chito Vihandre.
Chito.
Yay, Chito!
Franz Sorilia.
From Tatler, France.
France.
There, at the back.
My other one is Ben.
Bebe, she's not here.
And yours. Mine is Teddy Dario.
Debbie, Dario.
Oh, it's a portrait.
Autograph.